welcome back, ladies and gents, as we are back for Game 4 of the Garena All-Star Championship 2016 between Indonesia and Team Malaysia. So, ladies and gents, we are going to be your casters for today. Once again, this is Coach Arctic at your service, together with the man with the one for an eye, Gia Shinbu.
Yes, of course. We just hail from the match between Singapore versus Team Philippines. You know, it's a really exciting game that was concluded. Big favor for the Team Philippines.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And that will see them actually with Team Philippines group along with Thailand, along with Singapore, decided that it's going to be Singapore that gets relegated, and Thailand and Philippines will proceed for the semifinals. Going to take on those semifinal slots, but this time steadily we will also know if either Malaysia will rack up points against Indonesia. Indonesia is actually in a tight spot. They are now in 0-3, standing at 0-3.
I believe
into
so,
our
yes.
scoreboard. Yes, because they took the loss against Vietnam, took the loss yesterday against Malaysia. But we'll see. We'll see how Indonesia will step up. Maybe we're gonna win some wacky picks, you know, because Indonesia has this tendency on pulling up some of those weird picks like an Alistar with a static shield, an Infinity Edge. Earlier against their match with I think it's Vietnam. They pulled off a more standard composition, but they always get caught out of position.
Yes,
you know, with the corrupted change of the Varus plus the death sentence coming in from the chest. But this time, analyzing the bans and what's happening here in the picks. What are your insights, Coach?
Well, for my Indonesian brothers right here, they go for the Zac, the Zyra, and Syndra. Again, I've been championing how Zyra has been one of the go-to supports ever since she made such an awesome, almost an explosive impact during Worlds, as well as that Syndra. I keep on saying time and time again, I will say it again, Syndra, one of the most amazing mages in the 6.21 patch, and the Zac right there. Zac in general, I feel, has been a very solid jungler, you know, regardless of whatever nerfs they put on him. The last stick slingshot just absolutely amazing, and even demonstrated by Tom Su from Team Philippines, you know, absolutely amazing.
I'd say the next nerfs on Zac is not really that heavy because it's just an indicator.
Yeah, that's
where the elastic slingshot will land, and usually you just use the elastic slingshot. Sometimes in a sense, not just as a form of a hard engage, a form of a hard CC, but as well as a zoning tool, you know, just to cut off the escape path of your enemy that is running away.
Very true. And for the side of Team Malaysia right there, the Cassiopeia being banned out from Beyond right there, as well as the Varus. You know, Varus has been quite the contender here in the Garena All-Star Championship 2016 so far.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually quite surprised, but then again, he's actually been working quite well.
Yeah. There's a lot of pickup on Varus. You could observe how high is the tendency of our teams to pick up long-range pokes, I'd say. In the terms of the Karma, there are some Ezreal picks as well. And yes, Varus in the mid lane.
Yes, very true. And of course, Jace, we all know Jace is one of the stronger picks as well. We've all seen it during Worlds, but again, going into the picks right here, that is going to be in first pick Lee Sin from the side of Indonesia, probably wanting to deny Caspiel that Lee Sin right there, hence wanting to take it for themselves. And you know, Lee Sin a fairly good jungler, so far as we've seen. And for Team Malaysia, that is going to be the Nami and the Graves right there.
I've observed the stylistic approach here of the teams in the Garena All-Star Championships is that they knew. There are very few teams who aims for the long game.
Oh yeah,
most of them aims for the early game advantage and aiming to snowball something somewhere or any lane or any champion that they can. And this usually starts with the jungler. So that explains why there's probably a lot of Lee presence over the peaks here over the course of the Garena All-Star Champs.
That's actually a very interesting point that you brought up there, because sometimes that is indeed what we see, you know, these teams wanting to go full aggressive in these early games, and the problem that some of them have is that, you know, if they don't really go all out during that early game, if they kind of let it prolong, that's when the enemy team starts to kind of slowly make the comeback, as we have seen during some of the games that we have seen during
the comeback games.
Yeah, the comeback games. You know what I'm talking about right
Vietnam,
there.
Malaysia, Philippines, and Thailand, you know. When the game drags on, actually that's the interesting part. It's either you get an explosive early game, or it's either an explosive early game that gets finished, or an explosive early game that gets dragged on, and you see a comeback.
Yes, exactly. There you go. And for the side of Indonesia, you know, the Karma, I'm a huge fan of the Karma as a support. So no surprise there, you know, as I've been championing, she has the poke, she has the shields, she has the movement speed boost to help, whether helping her teams try to get into those fights or try to get that disengage right there. Caitlyn, you know, fairly standard go-to AD carry, you know, lots of range. fairly safe laning phase right there for Team Indonesia. And for the side of Malaysia, they're going to be going in with the Kennen and the Ezreal.
Kennen and Ezreal for the second rotation here of the red team. So
very interesting. I'm loving how they have the Nami together with this Kennen, which kind of gives a little bit more accessibility for this Kennen. Going into these fights, like the hope and the prayer for Team Indonesia is that if they could get the disengage from the Kennen so that they could avoid the slicing maelstrom dealing its full chaos right there. They have the Lee Sin to eject the Kennen. They also have the Keeper's Verdict from the Hobby right there.
Yeah, that's the big question. Why it made it interesting. Could be said that might be if a Lee Sin would go for the top lane and even the Poppy at the very least, there's a safe lane for the Kennen. But when it comes to the team fights, the kits of this of the Indonesian team is there to counter as you mentioned the slicing measure from the Kennen. Maybe Malaysia once again is entering this game confident because it can be clear that Indonesia could be ranked as the bottom team here at the Garena All-Star Champs. But we'll see. I love how Indonesia enters once again this game with a very standard composition. Interesting Lee Sin. Interesting that they have the Lee Sin, the LeBlanc. Post game around level 5, level 4 to 6. Could be that there's a big win when it comes to these little skirmishes. But all the more interesting is to see the highlights of these players, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to check out this video that's coming.
Hi, my name is Pungok Singh. I'm Jason Yong.
I'm Romhan. I'm Adrian.
My name is Eric.
My name is Lisheng.
When I pick my teammate, I look at their mechanic first, and I believe I picked the best individual player from Malaysia All-Star. And also I believe they have the ability to coordinate well as the team. I've played with 3 out of 4 of this roster, so I'm feeling quite comfortable with them, and yeah, hopefully we'll do well. Playing on the big stage might be a chance of a lifetime, so we'll try our best to treasure this opportunity and try to win it.
All the teams coming to this tournament are the best in their country, so it will be pretty hard for us to win it all, but we trust in our coaching staff and the training that we've had together.
Being on the big stage is a very big opportunity for us, so we have to try very best to win this.
I think I'm quite nervous, but I think I can try my best because I'm representing Malaysian policy.
We are all playing made up from different teams. We all have very different approach to the game, but I think we can put that aside and make this team work like a real team.
It won't be easy playing in another country, but I hope our Malaysian supporter will keep on supporting us.
Malaysia, we won't let you down.
Update of the group stage for the Garena All-Star Championships 2016. Played between the All-Star team of the LoL Garuda series representing Indonesia versus the Legend Circuit Malaysia All-Star team. It's going to be an exciting match as we head on into the reap, and to invite your friends in and witness amazing League of Legends action. Time for the champion rundown.
There we go for the side of Team Indonesia. Make some noise for our peeps from the Garuda series. Ladies and gents, in the top lane, we have Ruben on the Poppy. In the jungle, we have Phoenix on the Lee Sin. In the mid lane, we have Beyond on the LeBlanc. And to sum up our bot lane right here, we have Chopper on the Caitlyn for AD carry and Fiddle OP on the Karma for support.
Meanwhile, on the red side, representing the Legend Circuit Malaysia, in the top lane, it's gonna be Shiro for the Kennen. In the jungle, you have Caspiel on these Graves, and the mid lane is gonna be Arhedge. On the rise, the bottom two is gonna be Jae Young on this Ezreal ADC, and iLinks on this Nami support.
Actually very interesting. One thing I want to point out once again is Malaysia opting to use iLinks for this particular game instead of Azora Vecchi. We have seen that in that video, iLinks is considered the substitute player for Malaysia, and so far, they've been using a little. If I'm not mistaken, they've been using a little bit more of iLinks than Azora Vecchi. Then here we go, but still going into this game right here.
Take note, Azora Vecchi is a seasoned GPL player that represents Malaysia.
Personally, one of my favorites as well. He has been having for me personally, I've been watching him play support. Very You know,
Yeah.
I'm actually not surprised that he made it into All-Stars, just purely based off how he's been playing these games as a dominant player for Team Malaysia right
Yeah.
here. But and again, nonetheless, so far we will be seeing standard laning as well as standard starts for the side of both Indonesia and Malaysia. You know, nothing tricky there, but Chopper, look at that,
quick
very
over there
early
by
gank
Phoenix.
there.
Gonna flash in, ladies and gentlemen. Puts the Q on this Nami. There's a flash as well on Jaeyoung. Both flash are down here on the side of the TLC Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, Phoenix being able to burn a lot here in the bottom lane side.
Very impressive coming from Team Indonesia right there. You know, they know that they're kind of at a very huge disadvantage, right? I wouldn't even say disadvantage. You know, they're just trying to make the most out of this game. And
Yeah.
amazingly, I mean, even though it didn't quite work out, still, I'm loving the aggression that Indonesia is exerting. You know, this is what I've been waiting for from the side of Team Indonesia. You know, they have nothing to lose. They're just really going
nothing
all
to
in.
lose. So it's like early game presence. Early game presence. It's gonna be a flashing Lee Sin. Too bad. I mean, the kid didn't connect.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, gotta commend the guys from Team Indonesia.
I was
right?
expecting though that there's no safeguard
Yeah,
on Lee Sin. It's level 2, so he has the flash. Yes. I was expecting a safeguard on Sergate lane, but of course. So that prompts the Graves here
Oh, there we
in the
go.
blue side, taking Lee Sin's blue buff. Gonna force out because of Ruben. Rapidly knowing that the Graves on the blue side jungle, but still Graves successfully escaped, ladies and gentlemen. Now in the mid lane, you can see Beyond, gonna go Beyond here against R-Hedge, followed up by Phoenix. Do take note that Phoenix here is level 2 as R-Hedge doesn't fall back, followed up with Caspiel. There's a very good amount of damage that can go down from this Graves, so no casualty yet. Interestingly that there's no first blood yet in this game.
Yes, there we go. Especially with all that aggression we've been seeing. You're kind of
Yeah.
expecting that we would have seen a kill by now, but so far the team's a little bit, I wouldn't say safe, but you
Yep.
know, they've been defying death quite interestingly so far. But I got to take note of the goal difference here.
Yep.
But here we go, Chopper avoiding that. Well, as I was
goal
saying, the goal
difference,
difference so far, you know, we've seen most of the aggression coming from Team Indonesia, but due to the fact that they have been able to translate the aggression that we've been seeing into kills,
Yep.
you know, the goal difference slightly leaning toward Malaysia, but you know, it's still early to really make anything big out of that.
It could be said that you could see how Ruben is getting punished here by Shiro. Look at that CS lead, quite big. That's a 12 CS lead in this 4-minute phase of the game, and I'd say as well that in the bottom lane, what can be said here as a little lead done by Indonesia's aggression is the advantage in terms of summoner spells.
Very true.
Right now on Ignite, actually not right now. It's always has been that Ignite has a shorter cooldown compared to a Flash. So the summoner spell here available for the Indonesian team against the Malaysian team, there's an advantage that could be seen in a few minutes here for Chopper and Vidal OP against Jaeyoung and iLinks, considering that this bottom duo has no flash. So you can see how the bottom duo of Malaysia are just freezing the minions near their turret. Doesn't want to go deeper because they might, I think, yeah, observing. There's one ward on iLinks, but you may want to save that especially because Lee Sin has a lot of options when it comes to gank.
There we go, Ruben catching out Caspiel right there. Caspiel trying to chase down Ruben, dealing as much damage as he can, but I don't think this will translate to a
Yeah,
kill.
I don't
No,
think, but there's
Ruben,
a teleport,
there we
ladies and
go.
gentlemen, and you can see Ruben gonna go for the shove onto Caspiel, puts him on the edge of the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, gonna go for Beyond against Shiro. Tether connected, ladies and gentlemen, but won't be no follow-up. So no casualty yet.
Again, we're seeing a lot of this aggression, still no kills nothing translating into kills just yet. And so far, you know, Phoenix just playing it a little bit more, knowing that with those failed attempts at trying to get a kill, you know, trying to keep up with Caspiel right now. Earlier, there was a fairly, you know, Caspiel was a little bit bigger on the CS spectrum in comparison to Phoenix right there. So Phoenix making sure that he doesn't fall too behind. because
Earlier,
of those.
actually, what Phoenix did is mirror the blue side invade of Caspiel.
There we go.
He just took as well the blue buff, but this time he's gonna be a casualty as a Phoenix. Catch a Phoenix! You catch a Phoenix in the jungle! R-Hedge gets the kill. First blood, ladies and gentlemen, in Malaysia.
And that's actually a very unfortunate circumstance for Team Indonesia right there, because Phoenix, although successfully getting that blue, passes it on to R-Hedge right there on the rise. Not exactly the best person you want that blue buff to go to after
Rise
stealing
bit.
it. And, you know, so far Beyond hasn't, although sure CS-wise doing good, but, you know, I haven't been seeing as many crisp combos that I would have hoped
coming
for
in from behind. He's aiming to join fights though.
Yes,
Has been
true.
actually teleported near the referral buff. So right now, let's see if something can be done here in the bottom duo. But the flunk coming in from Shiro in the blink of an eye and a thundering blink. Ladies and gentlemen, level 6 slicing measure puts that to good use. Removes the bottom duo of the Indonesian team. Malaysian team 3-0 to our scoreboard.
Malaysia really making a comeback now. This is what I've been talking about. Indonesia, they had this early aggression, not able to translate the kills. And now Malaysia saying this is our turn to bring on the aggression. And so far it's been looking really good for them. 0-3 and with a 2,000 goal difference now in favor of our Malaysian team right here.
And by this time, that opportunity of the lacking summoners playing the bottom duo is gone. Phoenix gonna ward hop in, force a flash out. That's good.
Not bad, not bad at all. And there we go, Beyond. Just gonna try to clear this wave right here. And look, I'd say for me, things still looking pretty even. Even though we have that 0-3.
Yeah, even with the 3K goal lead. I mean, it's like too early. There's very little thing to say on how conclusive this is. But maybe we'll see because, Shiro secured 2 kills in the bottom lane. Gonna deliver that in the top lane, and that promise, not to mention that Ruben is already having a hard time dealing with the range that Shiro has. So if ever this top lane went south, doesn't really mean that the Poppy will easily get killed by Kennen. What will happen is Kennen will most likely once again mirror or do that gank again in the bottom lane, especially or if not in the bottom lane because of the lack of the teleport, at least in the mid lane, or if ever engages and skirmishes happens here in the top lane. I would suggest for the Indonesian team is to prevent this north side part of the map and try to focus again in the bottom lane despite the bottom duo of Malaysia having their summoner spells up again.
And there we go. That is a little bit of a victory for Team Malaysia right there. By being able to deny the blue from Beyond right there, he won't be able to spam his combo as much. And as a result, we have been saying how our hedge, well, although surprisingly though, I gotta commend Beyond, CS-wise, still managing to cope up with our hedge right here. But it would have been much more beneficial to Beyond if he was able to secure that blue buff. Although unfortunately, going to Caspiel because of that invade.
You have to observe though that our hedge goes on duo with Caspiel as they check this. Red side jungle. Gonna predict where is Phoenix, ladies and gentlemen. Return damage of that Q, ladies and gentlemen. Removes Phoenix. Half health of Phoenix is gone.
So Phoenix able to escape right there, but had Caspiel been able to deal much more significant damage and finish that with the collateral damage, that would have been absolutely devastating for the jungler of the Indonesian team right there.
Yeah, I mean the return damage of end of the line is not a joke, especially on choke points or rather the let's say narrow sections of the jungle. That bonus return, a quicker return damage on the end of the line, and wait out for Vidal OP. Gonna be able to remove his summoner spell, and collateral damage gets used, ladies and gentlemen. Teleport, it will take quite a time, and enough for Caspiel to walk away. Will Ruben be able to translate this onto something? And there you go. There you go. It's clearly a win for Malaysia.
Yes, and that was just a very bad situation for Indonesia in my opinion, because all it took was just one tidal wave to just end whatever potential chase the team Indonesia could have done, and this is just going to slowly hurt them.
Poppy is not the best champion for chasing, but there, the Peacemaker removes Jaeyang off the map. Now gonna focus on I-Links. There's enough health onto him and lesser mana for the bottom duo, for the enemy bottom duo that is on Indonesia.
Very true. Finally, we're seeing Team Indonesia kind of, trying to keep up with Malaysia right here, although there's still that 2,000 gold deficit in favor of Team Malaysia right there, but we'll see what happens, as long as Indonesia, they try to find these small skirmishes. Oh, that thought right there.
If they could capitalize maybe on, awkward positionings, Jaeyang, it's usual. It's a usual thing to, take advantage of bad positioning from the enemy, but you can see how Caspiel is playing this game intuitively. He's like really waiting to patiently counter-engage, deals damage as much as a secondary marksman in this game. Whereas in the top lane, it's still a story of Shiro. In a few time, his teleport will be up and, deliver threat again. It is bottom lane. It's very dangerous now for Team Indonesia.
There we go. Ruben going for the magic, just knowing very well that, hold that thought right there.
Phoenix can fight this one. And yes, he can. Thunderlord's Degree bursts Caspiel along with the combo. Force a flash out to dodge the numbing bubble. Gonna go for our heads. Beyond. Where's the combo? Beyond. The cooldown is just high, and they managed to escape with the realm warp. 1W, 1Q in normal hit will be used. Alright then, so it's gonna be the Tether. Connect and prox it onto Ilinx. Beyond, gonna aim for another distortion. Double kill for the mid laner of the LoL Garuda series.
Oh my god, the mid laner for Team Indonesia going above and wait for it, Beyond in that clash right there. Sorry, just had to do it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, 2-0 for Beyond right there. You know, things are starting to look good for the Malaysian team, you know? It's just kind of going back and forth. They started with the aggression, didn't work out. Team Malaysia getting a few kills, but now Team Indonesia, you know, making a small comeback right there. Fairly even playing field that we're seeing here once again. And Gold Division slowly going back to even terrain.
Surprised that Caspel stayed.
Yeah.
He underestimated the Lee Sin, clearly. Let's see there, you can see
There
how
we go.
Caspel gets removed. It's kind of a little bit messy, but that's a really nice flash done there by Phoenix. Now they focus onto our heads. Beyond, I think, really needs to work on his items, works on those cooldowns because he properly needs it, especially considering that there is no defensive or little defensive itemizations from the side of the Malaysian team. And you know, this is just a cleanup. Yeah, there's a lot of chase onto LeBlanc, especially if there's a blue buff in his pocket. And that's going to be big. It's going to be nice because LeBlanc scales really good. If you ever secure skill, 2 kills in the pocket in an instant, that's really, really nice.
And you know, Team Malaysia, they have to be very careful that Beyond doesn't go and snowball out of control on that LeBlanc. Otherwise, that's going to be pretty devastating because he's just going to continue picking off people so far. Although, it's yet to be seen because I find Beyond somewhat inconsistent with the combos from the LeBlanc so far.
Yeah, man.
So that might be a bit of a problem if that ensues, but nonetheless, very well played. I got to mention Indonesia right
There's a lot of delay after that engage. Arhedge was even able to fully survive as the realm warp is getting casted, is getting channeled. Interestingly, Beyond will pick off the Abyssal Scepter, so we're gonna go for a more aggressive and lesser utility itemization compared to Moralionomicon. Still 4-4 in our scoreboard, but you can see how the lead has been offset to 1 goal lead only.
Yeah,
It'd be nice.
And there we go, Ruben being caught up by Caspian right now.
Yeah, you have to take note. Cannon is chasing against you. You can see the realm warp gets used. Ruben forced to use his flash. Caspian get a flash in. He will fully commit onto this one. Will he be able to do it? Gonna put the slow up to the hammer shock. And there we go. Head of the line plus collateral damage. That's how you burst Poppy to the face.
Definitely, you know, the really paid off, you know, the patience is continuing to give a chase, ultimately resulted to a kill for the side of Team Malaysia. And, you know, patience really paid off there for Caspiel.
Yep. And you can see how Caspel is kind of fed. I'd suggest that Caspel has built, you know, just completed the Warrior's Enchantment instead of clicking Berserker's Greaves, but there's no worries. You have to take note still that Lee Sin has the Warrior Enchantment complete compared to Caspiel. So let's see. Here in the bottom lane, you can see that the Poppy is going to be teleporting. Chopper going so low. Slicing finish from gets acclimated to the fiddle. OP links with the Ignite. And there goes Phoenix. Going to join the fight. Shot down onto this cannon. Even though he managed to make that strategic teleport, the Nami didn't connect the bubble. And it's going to be Beyond. Well, you said that Beyond is an awkward combo, so he's going to be using his normal hits.
Yes, there we go. Exactly. You know, just wanted to make sure. But then again, despite the inconsistency of the combo, 3-0-1 on that LeBlanc, things are looking very scary for that mid laner on Team Indonesia right there. And Malaysia needs to find a way to keep Beyond at bay. And there we go. As I was saying, 4-0-1 now.
That's a full combo. LeBlanc.
Finally!
Yeah, the best combo that you could do with a LeBlanc. Start with the E, then QRW.
I'm so proud of my Malaysian teams right here. Indonesia represent right there. 7-6 now on our scoreboard. But, you know, Indonesia slowly building the momentum that Malaysia wasn't able to capitalize on earlier with that 0-3
It's about
lead.
time. It's about time. I mean, even though they don't have the best running series here at the Garena All-Star Champ, I still love Indonesia. I still love their playstyle and their adventure here.
Yes.
I mean, if I'm not a shoutcaster and be an audience, I'd be happy if Indonesia wins this one. But getting back into the game, it's still too early to say who will win. 7-6, and you have to take note that by the book and by the scoreboard, there are a lot of mistakes that has been done by Indonesia over the past few games. So if that manifests itself again later into the game, Malaysia can capitalize on that and, you know, get back their tempo. Whatever tempo Caspel has set in the early game.
Exactly, and I love how Team Indonesia has been playing this so far. You know, as we said, 0-3 kind of ends their run here in the Garena All-Star. But then again, you know, they have nothing to lose at this point, and they're kind of playing it in a peanut way in the sense that they're making quite the number of aggressive plays, almost on the verge of risky. But risky rather. But it's been paying off so far. You know, I've been wondering where is this aggression, the
Tidal Wave gates
but there we
blast,
go.
but it's gonna be the Proto Belt securing the distance and removes the bottom duo that is in the top lane duo here by the Indonesian team. They really need to prevent, getting
Yeah.
near that Shiro. I mean, that's the second time Shiro was able to catch
Not really that much fancy footwork there.
Yeah.
Slicing Maelstrom in itself did its job for Shiro.
Yeah.
But still, as I've been saying, sure, they're doing a fairly decent job in making sure that the rest of Team Indonesia follow suit to whatever lead Beyond has right now. But then again, still Beyond is going to be able to pick up quite a number of targets later on if they do not try to resolve that. But then again, things could be a little bit tricky for Team Indonesia if they're not able to keep up to par with the lead that Beyond has right now.
Yes, one thing that Indonesia, oh, nice flash kick to the Dragon's Rage, but there's enough durability on this Rise, ladies and gentlemen. Even with the Q, Signal of Malice won't be enough to kill the mid laner here of the Malaysian team.
I think what Ruben was trying to do is trying to knock Cast, or was that, no wait, that was Arhedge rather.
Arhedge,
Arhedge.
yes,
He was trying to
Rise.
knock Arhedge into that tower, but kind of missed by an angle, and then as a result, resulted to Arhedge going a little bit farther, which is why Beyond wasn't able to follow up
Yeah.
with the full combo to get the kill.
What I would suggest for the combo would be for Phoenix to flash in and kick, then Ruben will knock back the Rise onto the turret.
Yeah,
and
onto the
get
turret.
Stun, yes. I think that is the heroic charge on the Poppy. And going back, one dynamic that Indonesia can capitalize against the Malaysian team is their hit or miss dynamic here. What do I mean by hit or miss? Right now, the one who's really fed for Team Malaysia that's racking up the kills is the cannon. 4-1-1.
Very true.
That means that will allow the cannon to put more offensive itemizations in this game. Very likely as he's building into an Abyssal Scepter. So, just don't get hit by the
Exactly.
Maelstrom. Just don't get hit. Just prevent the Maelstrom and it's very likely you will win the trade as R. LeBlanc is sitting in a 401 KDA.
Exactly, all you have to do is just wait for that slicing Maelstrom to finish up so
Yeah.
that when Beyond goes in, he doesn't have to worry about getting the full onslaught, plus the damage, plus the stun when he goes trying to
Yes, nobody gets to move the Keeper's Verdict. You can see that the Root Prison on Beyond aiming to get that shot down. Still, look at Ruben. Gonna go focus in Jaeyoung. Good sustain coming in from iLinks and a little reset here over the tension that's building up in the bottom lane. You still have to take note that there is enough wave management to be down here by the Zizirot portal, but it's in the mid lane and they're under in the top lane. Rather, it's the top lane that gets removed. Top lane against Malaysia, and Shiro was not able to catch Beyond. Even with slicing measure, it's gonna be the Ben getting that kill. It's now a 4-2 KDA, 4-2-1 KDA against this hit or miss dynamic champion for the Malaysian team.
Beyond escaping with a slither of health right there, and very good response there from Ruben, able to help secure the kill onto Shiro right there. 4-2-1 now for the top laner of Team Malaysia, but then it's going to be a Dragon in response by Team Malaysia.
Malaysia's gonna be answering that. Ocean Drake, second Drake of the game, gonna be in their packet. Answer to the Cloud Drake as well here by the Indonesian team. This is a really nice game, an interesting game.
Very true.
I was really expecting that it would be another series of game full of mistakes coming in from the Indonesian team, but they are playing it really well, even leaving Chopper in the top lane, being able to remove 2 turrets. Well done there by Team Indonesia.
Exactly, and it makes me wonder, where was this earlier for Team Indonesia? I had quite the high hopes for them. I was really hoping that this would have been the time where they just kind of beat the odds and end the streak wherein they were always at the bottom spectrum of these
All-Star
Garena games. Yes, exactly. And I just really wish that they showed this a little bit earlier on during the previous games. But nonetheless, I got to commend Team Indonesia. At least they're trying to end this run in the All-Star Series with a bang. And so far, I'm just so proud of them.
Yes, Morelio Nomical being aimed here to be built onto Beyond. Do take note that Beyond on his Dark Seal has a stack of 10, actually. So for the Morelio Nomical, there will be a lot of utility, more mana, and in a sense, more safety for this LeBlanc because it's very unlikely or low chances of, you usually build defensive itemizations on LeBlanc. But, utility means defense as well for LeBlanc because that's more cooldowns on your distortion. You will be more mobile, you have more control of the map if ever to set up those assassinations.
Very true, actually. And just looking at the kill distribution here so far, for the side of Team Indonesia, it's more of the kills going to Beyond right here with roughly a 75% kill participation. Well, as far as the other members here, Poppy, it's okay. For Lee Sin, it's okay. Chopper needing to keep up a little bit more with going 1-3 and 2. But then again, for the side of Malaysia as well, I find it a little bit more balanced. balance
Yeah.
in the sense that Shiro, I feel like Shiro is okay to be the one in the lead because at least he could be the one to kind of initiate, kind of help carry the others to get back to equal ground by getting those setups with the slicing maelstrom right there. But hold that thought right
And
there.
Shiro's scaling doesn't stop actually. The Roa is still not yet on maximum stats. I'm interested by the itemizations of Shiro. Having an NLR here, plus the Negatron Coke back Luminous, Ruben, even with a quick draw won't be enough to sidestep the Keeper's Verdict.
That is going to be an eject right there for Ruben. Very well played there. You know, wanting to get to disengage, saying, I do not want to die just yet.
I want a skin like you know that party fiddlesticks.
Yeah.
You know when he casts his ultimate, the Crow Storm.
Right.
You could hear the put put,
Right.
you know, from as well as on the Terrify. I want to see an sound effect like the put put mechanic when a Keeper's Verdict gets cast.
That would actually be very
A
interesting.
clown poppy, something like that, or a party poppy.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yes,
you
and,
know.
and you'll be like a party pooper because you're removing someone out of the party with a Keeper's Verdict.
And you know, you get a good laugh
Yeah,
out of that sound effect.
The Keeper's Verdict is the Keeper's Verdict is really like the main power of a Keeper's Verdict. It may seem at first awkward because is that really enough to remove someone on the team fight?
Right.
But one power of the Keeper's Verdict is actually its short cooldown. And do take note, Bian has used his double distortion here, but by now it's gonna be up, so I thought it's gonna be a full engage of Bian. Because one thing that you would want to counter a LeBlanc with is to watch out for his cooldowns.
Right.
And you'll be able to lock him down. Good thing we have a rise. We have a rise because a targeted crowd control is the direct counter against mobile champions.
Very true. You know, that Root Prison is going to definitely help them going to these clashes, but Chopper trying to get as much damage as he can.
Yeah, Caspiel in the front line allows Phoenix to kick him, but Caspiel gonna flash out and follow up with the collateral damage. Nice mechanic, nice added collateral damage, you know, for the knockback. Gets
Yes,
you for
indeed.
more safety. Chopper, good bad position, awkward position here, gets removed by our hedge. Teleport from the cannon gets cancelled, but Beyond will be joining the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue, take note that Indonesia lost their ADC and Jae Young has his, you know, relatively full life. They're gonna remove this outer mid lane turret. Will be taking the second one.
True indeed. And yeah, look at Team Malaysia kind of building up their footwork.
Yeah,
back
and
in the
RH
fight.
is an idea. Where is the LeBlanc? Gonna go for the flash in, but do take note, Phoenix is gonna join the fight. Caspiel gets juke out and gonna go for Alex. Alex is gone. Double kill for this LeBlanc. 4 members make that 3 members only gone against the Malaysian team. Jae Young forced back out, and even Shiro was not there in time to join the fight. Will he do something? Will he continue to disengage? I wonder though.
Oh my
But I like it,
goodness.
man. Yeah.
There we go. They're just kind of exchanging blows
Yeah,
here.
I really doubt he would go ham on Poppy.
Exactly.
The worst place.
Look at this Beyond. Absolutely insane kill participation
Beyond,
right now. Along with the fact that he is the leading killer for the side of Team Indonesia right now. 6-0-3 on a LeBlanc. That is pretty scary. And you know, he is just, well, there we go.
I
We
love
have a
the
little bit of
way-
PR.
I love the way how Caspiel has been outplayed on the red side jungle, but here in the bottom pit, slicing Maelstrom against 4 members. Shiro will get popped. Will they continue? Yes, they will. They do take note that they are leaving below half health, and it's gonna be the first shutdown on the mid laner of Indonesia. The chase is on. Tidal Wave gets activated. Nami flashes in, puts the bubble on Chopper. Jae Young, he has the Archie to go for the chase. Gonna put the damage on Final OB. It's gonna be a double kill as he removes the support with 3 members in exchange of 1. It's a big win and a battle for the taking of Team Malaysia.
That Baron take from Team Indonesia, that attempt rather, was a little bit too ambitious in my opinion for Team Indonesia, and they paid with it dearly. 3 kills total with just 1 casualty. You know, Shiro being able to do the job of delaying that Baron take, and as a result, Team Malaysia just benefited from that beautifully, and that is going to be the Baron take for Team Malaysia.
Well done there by Shiro. Well done there by Shiro. I think it was also beyond mistake, the kind of positioning. I mean, I wonder what he is doing in that red side jungle.
Exactly. And look at this right here. So, you know, they were just so low HP from Shiro and from the damage that they took from Baron. And Malaysia just taking advantage of that by continuing the chase. Jae Young really all out aggressive, getting a kill onto Fiddle OP. And as a result, they translated that not only to just 3 kills, but a Baron as well.
But Ruben was not, you know, even doing. He could actually play with that health. I wonder. I mean, could have heroic charge the
Yeah.
Ezreal onto a wall at the least, you know, to stop the chase.
Everybody was like, "Run for your
Yeah.
lives!" And that wasn't exactly the best thing to
I
do.
don't like this. I don't like this. I'm out. Jetpack.
Run, every man for himself right there for Team Indonesia.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
exactly the best way to
Fabio
go.
still has the Daggers. There goes the King, ladies and gentlemen. No Sonic Wave and the resonating strike. Phoenix gets chunky in. You could take note that Jae Young will join the fight. Collateral damage doesn't get the burst, not quite against Phoenix. But that puts the Malaysian team with the Baron buff in the position to take the second Cloud Drake of the game and their second Drake as well.
Look at the confidence coming from Team Malaysia. You know, taking this Dragon with relative ease. You know, Caspiel soloing and that right there, because you know they have all the control back in their court. You know, with the Baron buff, you know, it kind of makes them Team Indonesia hesitant to roam around a bit in this map, because you know, Team Malaysia, they have all the potential to just kind of push these lanes and make sure they put on as much pressure as they can, taking advantage of that Baron buff right there. Very well played. 12-12 on our scoreboard and 3,000 gold difference. I'd still say, you know, unless Team Malaysia takes advantage of this Baron buff that they have, and maximize it, then I'd say it's still pretty even.
Yeah, and I'd say for the side of Indonesia, what their win conditions, it still falls on Beyond. Sniping the crucial targets, crucial members here of the Malaysian team. I wouldn't recommend Cannon, but you could just, at least with your combo, you could actually remove the Nami. You remove the sustain of the team. You could also go for the Ezreal. I wouldn't recommend the Ryze though. Just go for Ryze. I wouldn't even recommend the Cannon. But there you go, there you go. I mean, if you distortions in on the Cannon, you'll be spending 2 distortions, because the double distortions, that's enough to be covered by the Lightning Rush. But look at that, the positioning of the Chopper, he needs to really work on that as he gets picked here in the mid lane. This is quite synonymous with their game against the Vietnamese team, and it's gonna be Malaysia, truly Asia, removing the second, or rather the inner mid lane turret here against the base of the Indonesian team.
Oh gosh, there we go. And as we were talking about Chopper, you know, that's actually a very good observation that you pointed out.
Yeah.
Most of the deaths coming from 2 and 6, but hold that thought right there. We have a little bit of siege
A little bit
happening.
of siege coming in. Will they fully commit? They gotta put the pressure on, because the Baron buff's gonna be removed. Phoenix did a dive in, but not quite. There's no follow-up. Goes for the signal. The threat gets removed. Beyond even receives the Nami bubble. Shiro goes for the front line. As you know, he aims for the threat. Still, slashing measure is still available. But the momentum is very clear. It's on Malaysia's side.
Yes, there we go. 12 and 14 now on our scoreboard with an inhibitor down in the mid lane for Team Indonesia. This is a little bit problematic, you know, because with that mid lane push, it just opens up so many. Oh, that thought!
Connects the tether, puts the proc, but the ultimate of our hedge. That's how it's done. That's how it's done.
Oh my god, escaping with style. Very well played by Arhedge there, you know, not leaving his teammate behind. And he managed to survive that.
It's time to play Ryze. We're very inspired. Caspel gets isolated here. 3v1, even with the Graves. I doubt anyone can survive that. So it's like a
Exactly.
misposition there by Caspel. You still have to respect the damage that can be coming out of Indonesian team. Of the Indonesian team, 13-14. We're about to enter the 30-minute mark of the game.
I feel like in this case for the side of Indonesia, but hold that thought. Chopper taking a lot of damage.
There's a lot of
from Jae
action
Young.
across the map. Jae Young with awkward positioning. He's really going to force Chopper in. I'm very willing to trade 1-for-1 in terms of ADC. Gets punished by the Lee Sin, gets punished by Beyond. Now, it's going to be Malaysia. Winterback is going to be pushed against the wall. Let's see though. Chopper is actually good when it comes, Caitlyn is actually good when it comes to using turrets.
Exactly, and you know, that was a very scary move there. And
with Jae Young.
But you know, Beyond again performing above and beyond. I can't help the puns, but yeah, exactly what's happening right there for Team Indonesia. And you know, with Jae Young still down, they couldn't really push this yet, so they'll be backing off right then and there.
Because of the empowered minions.
Exactly, and there we go. That is the Baron buff already down for the
It's
Baron
already
buff is
down. It's really nice that Malaysia forced that mid lane earlier, removing
Yes,
that
definitely.
inhibitor. So that allows them to, you know, just really open up this mid lane against the Indonesian team. Looking into the itemizations, checking back the itemizations, you could see that our hedge, both of the mid laners are working now on, you know, already completed the 4th core item. Gonna go for the 5th core item in their game. I mean, not to mention the boots. You can also see how Cannon really doesn't stop on stacking up magic damage, so there's a lot of threat. Gonna go for, is gonna rely on the defensive stats and mechanic that Azonia's Hourglass has. I really like the kit of a cannon. I mean, the slicing maelstrom, it really provides a lot of damage and a lot of zoning. Be a very big game set. I recall those days where our Amumu is a really big threat.
Oh yeah.
But now in the top lane, gonna go for Ruben. Will cast the Keeper's Verdict. Not even gonna use the Rise ultimate. So Caspiel goes for the chase. That is the Poppy, tankiest member
Yes,
of
indeed.
Indonesia. So no casualty.
I feel like in this case, let's look at the win conditions for Team Indonesia.
Yes.
I feel like they have quite the balance. They have all that thought right there.
Yeah, I wondered why Beyond hesitated on committing on with that combo. I wonder, but that will prop because of that awkward positioning on the blue side. That will prop a lot of damage to be put here on the top lane inner turret. Yep. I think they will hold back. A lot of summoners, a lot of spells are gone. I'd say in the form of the ultimate of Rise is gone in this engage, and it's very risky.
Yes, very true indeed. Especially since all Indonesia has to do is try to isolate a target, whether the front line maybe by ejecting them through the Keeper's Verdict with Poppy, or perhaps by the Phoenix, with the fancy footwork, try to get a key target into the side of Team Indonesia and just obliterate them. They have a lot of options for me, in my opinion. It all comes down to the patience that Team Indonesia has to have, waiting for the right moment, or perhaps pull the trigger first and put Malaysia in a situation where they're taken by surprise.
Yeah, 14-14. Checking our ADC situation here. You can see that they're gonna be setting up that process. This is a nice target. Juicy target. Fish in the water, ladies and gentlemen, and just like that.
Exactly, fish out of the water indeed. But Chiro trying to make up for lost ground
now
here.
You are the fish that is out of the water, but still not enough. It seems, even though with a lot of damage stacking, Chiro's damage is not still enough, but that will prompt them. Removing the two main damage dealers of the Indonesian team, they're gonna start this battle.
There we go. Phoenix gonna try to go for the steal, but will he be able? Killing spree for Beyond though.
Oh, they stopped the reason the Baron, so rather they're gonna focus the Baron. Still, the
Whoa!
steal coming in from Phoenix. Gets popped here by Caspiel, but it's gonna be big. Coming in from Indonesia, Beyond. From Beyond Distortions in, along with the lead of Vidal OP. That's 4 members in the pit of the Baron. Gone. No, actually, Lynx actually died earlier. That's 3
Yes.
members in the pit of the Baron. Gone in exchange of 1. Indonesia's coming big in this game.
Oh my god, I gotta commend the mid laner here for Indonesia. He's really picking up the slack and bringing the team together, and as a result, they have just maintaining relevance. It's because of Beyond going to Infinity, and oh god, there goes the butt again. But yeah, there we go. 18 and 15 on our scoreboard is, well, goal difference, still really not that different.
Yeah.
But gotta give Team Indonesia, they're really giving the Malaysians a run for their money in this game.
Yes, and all the cards are moving. The stars aligning in favor of the Indonesian team, being able to use and get an Infernal Drake. That's really a nice bonus. 34 minutes into the game.
There we go. Look at that didn't even hurt Ruben the least bit at all.
It's a puppy.
Yeah, and
very
again,
tanky champ.
very, very tanky at this point. And again, the synergy coming from Team Indonesia, they're just making all these very strong, powerful, aggressive plays that we haven't seen during the earlier phases, and it's really paying off. So let's just look at this replay right here. I'm kind of interested in finding out how Beyond managed to get the kill onto jail. So there we go. Just the burst damage, purely the burst damage coming up from Beyond, and then it's just all a matter of a follow coming from Team Indonesia. Team Malaysia was just taking a lot of damage from the Baron, and then the steal again coming from the Lee Sin, and ultimately they just kept on following up kill per kill per kill, and Beyond just absolutely amazing. And Phil OP trying to get the kill, and there we go, Beyond again.
As I see it,
Oh my goodness.
Caspiel put down an early smite, and what Phoenix did was a flash smite. Nicely done there by the jungler of Team Indonesia. Now they're gonna go for the push, and they have a Caitlyn to do it. So it would be nice, especially on the side. There's an isolation being done here by the LeBlanc. Gonna put the pressure.
Whoa!
And the combo for Beyond, unstoppable now as he slices in on the cannon, and a really nice combo as well on the Dragon's Rage, plus the heroic charge removes the Ezreal in the base. These are 2 doors simultaneously going down against Malaysian team as Indonesia is set to take their first victory. Phoenix gets popped.
There we
Oh,
go.
failed distortion!
Whoa!
Alright, there's a power distortion. Beyond gonna go back from Beyond. I'll join the puns as well.
I see
on
what
top
you
of
did
the
there.
tether is gonna go for the Seagull of Knowledge. Gets to destroy Caspiel. In terms of health, not gonna get the execute. Still, that's a 2-4-2 over our base. I think this is too much if Indonesia welcome or I mean, overstayed their welcome.
Very true, but nonetheless, that's somewhat worth. 2 inhibitors down for the side of Team Malaysia right there. Cost them 2 casualties, but Team Indonesia is just working it in this game right now.
Yes, I mean, it's 2 inhibitors.
Exactly.
2 inhibitors. There's gonna be a lot of
pretty big.
pressure, and that's a big play down using a battle buff. So it opens them up to take actually if ever an Elder Drake spawns into the reef. Right now, by 36 minutes, there should be an Elder Drake.
And you gotta owe it to the fact that Team Malaysia, aside from the fact, they were trying to defend, there was a little bit of split push happening.
Yeah.
So not only, it's not just a Baron buff, basically Team Indonesia was able to get pickoffs early on, which is why
Yep.
it eventually led to a numbers game, which led to Team Indonesia successfully pushing 2 inhibitors just because they were able to get the pickoffs off of Jaeyoung and, if I'm not mistaken, off of Shiro as well
Yeah.
earlier.
It's
So there
very
you go.
hard to catch this LeBlanc. This is one phase of the LeBlanc where he scales so well. He's gonna scale down, enter the 45-minute mark, where some of the champions here from Malaysia, if ever they did, build defensive itemizations. Because right now, my guess for this LeBlanc is sitting on a 40% cooldown. If ever those roots and masteries gets adjusted, looks at the items, he gets the 30% from the Abyssal Scepter plus the Morlelian Nomicon. And Death Rush!
There we go.
Beyond gets sent.
Beyond
Gets
the
sent,
grave.
ladies and- Yes, and you're the one who's been setting up Death Rush. It's our time. It's our turn.
Yes, and indeed, that's the thing though. In order for Team Malaysia to deal with Beyond, they have to be as a unit because nobody can single-handedly take down Beyond right now.
Yeah,
And-
I'd say nobody said it was easy. Coldplay concert.
Oh gosh. There we
Is it Coldplay? I think I'm missing up the song.
Yeah.
It's Coldplay.
Yeah,
Was it
Coldplay.
Coldplay?
I think it's called.
The ridiculous ticket prices.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, there's this Coldplay concert on Singapore.
Really?
Yeah, actually, if you took a plane in Singapore and you watched the Coldplay concert,
It's much more
there,
cheaper.
it would be cheaper.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, going back into this game, well, I'd watch a LoL game. I'd watch an All-Star game live any
Oh,
day
yeah.
in exchange for a Coldplay concert.
Yeah, this is just so much action happening. I'm just so proud of the Indonesian team. They don't want to go home without a. They're really determined to at least get 1 win out of this
Yeah.
All-Star game.
And if ever there's a Southeast Asian All-Star game, I always look for the Indonesian team.
Yeah, they've
Yeah,
been
because of what they did here.
Yeah, Alistar top,
Alistar top.
and now Beyond performing. Oh god, here I go again with the bun above and beyond.
Yes. I mean, so far over the group stage of the Garena All-Star, highlights that I'll never forget would be the comeback against Vietnam. The double comeback, or rather the frustrated comeback against the Philippine team, and the Alistar. Yeah, the Alistar with the Infinity Edge.
Yes, oh my goodness, and it's just been a joy watching Team Malaysia from here. I mean Team Malaysia, but there we go.
Yes. Game will collapse, or Clash rather will collapse. There's the kick onto Shiro, and as we mentioned, this is the very big problem. Picking up a cannon against a competition with the Lee Sin. With Shiro, he gets popped. Beyond that is now the fight will continue. Do take note, the Chopper is still alive, and the front line of the Malaysian team gets removed here. Phoenix gonna go for the chase. Do take note, the Beyond is still taking up targets. Super in the front line gets popped, might be for the flash up, triple kill for Beyond. Ruben in the front line as well. Orange going so low, below 100 health. Double distortion, he puts the... Is that a Q or a normal? It doesn't matter.
Whoa.
We have the quadra kill for the mid laner as Indonesia once again is set to take their first victory. Do take note that 2 inhibitors are gone already for the Malaysian team. Teleport coming in from the Poppy. This could be the game.
Whoa, oh my goodness, this is absolutely, Indonesians must be rejoicing right now. They will not be
Wow.
going home, with the total set of 4 losses.
0-4,
They will
yeah.
get 1 win.
Wow,
Gosh.
wow. Nicely done by Team Indonesia.
I'm
LOL Garuda series.
Great job, guys. I am just so proud of my
Yeah,
Malaysian
I mean,
brothers.
maybe let's go for the
Indonesian
bad bits.
brothers,
Let's go for the bad bits.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 1-3 record in a group stage, but as a player, seeing that, I mean, I'd say it matters because as for a player, it means a lot. It means a lot to win, and we heavily respect that. But you have no idea, guys, how much we like your playstyle and story here in the Garena All-Star Championships. I think with that kind of record, they still get relegated. So
They
imagine
do,
that,
yeah.
a relegated team receiving all the love because of the character that they put in this game. From their game against Vietnam and Malaysia, the wacky games they've been delivering. But
Exactly.
let's get into the serious side of the game. So analyzing that, what happened?
Well, it was just basically beyond. I don't even want to go for the pun anymore,
Yes.
but he performed absolutely beautifully on this LeBlanc. And, at that point, he just snowballed so hard that. And plus the patience coming from Team Indonesia, because
Yeah.
even with the lead that Beyond had, it would take somewhat of patience, not to overstep the boundaries, because, some of the other members were behind. And so they just waited for the proper timing, Beyond getting the right targets early on,
And so to speak, the cannon pick in the late game.
Yes.
As we've been surprised that the cannon was picked against a Poppy and a Lee Sin
Exactly.
already available. One of the inherent weakness of a cannon is the Alistar counter for cannon, because anyone with the knockback heavily counters a cannon. Knockback skills, there are very rare knockback skills that are in the form of an ultimate.
Right.
And Cannon's ultimate gets countered heavily by a knockback skill. Example, Alistar versus Cannon. So you just headbutt an ulting Cannon, and that's the whole slicing maelstrom removed from your teammates. And in the late game, that's what happened. You can see how Lee Sin just kick out Cannon, so that makes all the more awkward for Cannon to fully engage. You could see as well that Cannon is building up. I wouldn't recommend to build defensive item positions because
Right.
it's quite too late. It's okay to go for the offensive item positions, but that also prompts Beyond a Fed LeBlanc to easily kill him.
Exactly, like it didn't even matter that Team Indonesia had all the eject tools on that cannon, in case he did activate that slicing maelstrom. The problem was Shiro was just getting bursted down by the LeBlanc right there,
Yeah.
that it didn't even matter if he could go for these full sets, he just goes down just like that.
Yes, and the thing about the Indonesian composition as well is the one who's getting behind was the ADC, Chopper.
Oh, yeah.
But it's on a Caitlyn. Caitlyn can easily come back.
Exactly,
In the late game, I mean, he has DCS time farming. The only counter for a Caitlyn is if you will put down the vision, control the jungle, choke out the map. But as long as the map is big, that's a lot of farming ground to cover for a Caitlyn. And when it comes to power farming, quick cleaning of waves, Caitlyn has the job, has the kit.
Exactly, and even though Chopper somewhat had a lot of questionable positioning on that Caitlyn, still, in the end, they pulled through because of Beyond soaring high.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go for the pun anymore.
I'd say
to stop
commendable
myself.
performance
Yeah.
for our heads as well. I
Right.
mean, picking up a counter pick, I'd say against the LeBlanc. And he was wise. Bian was actually playing really safe in the mid lane, so our heads was has been visiting the other lanes. I like how Phoenix, even though I'd say mechanics wise, not really that superior in terms of the jungle, but still there's the hustle. He was able to deliver the hustle that opens up for Bian to go for those cleanups.
Right.
Nicely done by these two teams. I'd say in terms of character, I think in our scoreboard, if you visit allstar.garena.vn into our standings,
There we go.
as I recall, it is Team Indonesia. Team Indonesia is already relegated, but we would like to send our warmest greetings and appreciation for Team Indonesia
Definitely.
for showing us the most interesting games here at the All-Star, Garena All-Star Championships.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Shout
think- Yes, you would give shout out?
Yeah, shout out to the Indonesian team. Just a little bit of behind the scenes. Beyond everything.
Beyond the scenes.
Beyond the scenes.
Oh,
behind the
oh,
scenes, rather. We really bonded with the Indonesian team, and
Yeah.
we're so happy for them.
Yes, thank you so much, and again, congratulations to the Malaysian team, and I'd say the Vietnamese team probably qualifying
Yes,
for the
indeed.
semi-finals. Do take note, guys, that over the course of our Garena All-Star Championship event tomorrow and on Sunday, so November 19 and 20, we still have the playoffs, the semi-finals, and the finals to play, so that we will know who will be set at the International Wildcard All-Star event. And again, guys, it has been an amazing game. It really is. It's been an amazing game. We have been your shoutcasters. I am Shibu149, and of course, with you is Coach Arctic. This is game 5, right? Or game 4?
Game 4.
Game 4! I'm sorry. This is game 4 of the Garena All-Star Championships 2016 group stage. Date of the group stage. Guys, see you on the next game. But force a flash out to dodge the dummy bubble. Gonna go for our heads. Beyond. Where's the combo? Beyond. The cooldown is just high, and they managed to escape with the realm warp. 1W, 1Q in normal hit will be used. Alright then, so it's gonna be the Tether. Connect and prox it onto Ilix. Beyond, gonna aim for another distortion. Double kill for the mid laner. So low. Slicing Maelstrom gets activated with middle OP. Links with the Ignite, and there goes Phoenix. Gonna join the fight. Shot down onto this cannon, even though he managed to make that strategic teleport. The Nami didn't connect the bubble, and it's gonna be Beyond. Well, You said that Bian is an awkward combo, so he's gonna be using his normal hits.
Yes, there we go.
It's gonna
exactly.
be the Proto Belt securing the distance and removes the bottom duo. That is in the top lane duo here by the Indonesian team. They needed to prevent. Then gets removed top lane against Malaysia. And Shiro was not able to catch Beyond. Even with slicing mission, which is gonna be the Ben getting that kill. It's now a 4-2 KDA. Caspiel in the front line allows Phoenix to kick him. But Caspiel get a flash out and follow up with the collateral damage. Nice mechanic. Nice other collateral damage. You know, for the knockback. Gets you for more safety. Chopper with a bad position. Awkward position here. Gets removed by our hedge. Teleport from the cannon gets cancelled. But Beyond will be joining the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, as we continue, take note that Indonesia lost their ADC and JM. But do take note, Phoenix is going to join the fight. Caspiel gets Duke out and going to go for Alex. Alex is gone. Double kill for this LeBlanc. 4 members make that 3 members only gone against the Malaysian team. JM forced back out, and even Shiro was
free for Beyond though.
Oh, they stopped the reason the Baron, so rather they're gonna focus the Baron. Still, the steal coming in from Phoenix. Gets popped here by Caspiel, but it's gonna be big. Coming in from Indonesia, Beyond. From Beyond Distortions in, along with the lead of Fiddle OP. That's 4 members in the pit of the Baron. Game will collapse, or Clash rather will collapse. There's the kick on the Shiro, and as we mentioned, this is the very big problem. Picking up a cannon against a competition with the Lee Sin. With Shiro, he gets popped beyond that is. Now the fight will continue. Do take note that Chopper is still alive, and the front line of the Malaysian team gets removed here. Phoenix can go for the chase. Do take note that Beyond is still taking up targets. Super in the front line gets popped, might be flash up, triple kill for Beyond. Ruben in the front line as well. Orange going solo below 100 health. Double distortion. He puts the... Is that a Q or a normal? It doesn't matter. We have the quadra kill for the mid laner as Indonesia once again is set to take their first victory. Do take note that 2 inhibitors are gone already for the Malaysian team. Teleport coming in from the Poppy. This could be the game.
Whoa, oh my goodness, this is absolutely, Indonesians must be rejoicing right now.
Wow.
They will not be going home, you know, with the total set of 4 losses. They will get 1 win.
Wow,
Gosh.
wow. Nicely done by Team Indonesia.